Halsted Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
And a pleasant good Thursday afternoon from Castleton today. It's Region 1 Baseball on yourliveevent.com as the Lisbon Broncos and the Central Cass Squirrels match up today here on yourliveevent.com. I'm Chase Miller with you as we take you inside the matchup. The visiting Broncos at 16-8 on the season, 8-4 in Region 1 play, going up against the Central Cass Squirrels, who sit at 13-4 on the season and 10-3 in Region 1. Simply put, both of these two teams and the Kindred Vikings are vying for the number 2 seed in the Region 1 baseball tournament. All the teams in terms of Kindred, Central Cass, with them, the Broncos and Northern Cass all have clinched the top 4 seeds. It's just now a matter of who's 2 through 4, as Northern Cass is the number 1 seed as they clinched that last week. While for the Central Cass Squirrels, a win and you're number 2 tonight. That is what's at stake for the Squirrels. For the Broncos, a win and you still have your opportunity to be the number 2 seed, barring what happens with the outcome and the run total of today's game. And then how do the Kindred Vikings fare with 3 Region 1 baseball games yet on their schedule as well. So we'll get to that and more as we continue on our pregame show here tonight. What we'll do is we'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll go over how the Squirrels and the Broncos have fared in their last couple of games, get to our starting lineups, your out-of-town scoreboard, that and more today here on yourliveevent.com. It's the Central Cass Squirrels and the Lisbon Broncos for Region 1 baseball here in Castleton.
Since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
As we continue on the pregame show here today from Castleton, a gorgeous day for a little baseball and some outdoor activities as the next couple of days don't look too shabby as well across the region coming up, especially with Mother's Day around the corner here on Sunday. Currently in Castleton, clear skies, 77 degrees, a little bit of a wind, but nothing too terribly much to speak of right now. Wind gusts potentially up to 15 miles per hour throughout the game here today. Throughout the weekend, again, 70s and 80s, high potentially of 90 degrees on Sunday and kind of rolling on through for the next couple of days, early part of next week. The Region 1 baseball tournament begins on Wednesday, where seeds number 1 through 4 will all host a opening round matchup. So that is new from a season ago when there was just 7 teams in the region. This year, with having 8 teams, the number 1 through 4 seeds will host a opening round game. Then everything moves a week from today to Starion Field in Fargo on Thursday, May the 15th. So Wednesday the 14th will be the opening. May the 15th will be the second round in the winner's bracket and loser out games. day off scheduled for Friday with the Southeast Regional Track and Field Meet, which we'll have for you also on yourliveevent.com here in Castleton a week from Friday. Then back at it again on Saturday to find out who's going to make the final 3 teams and eventually that championship series. But again, next Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, the scheduled dates of the Region 1 baseball tournament coming up here for fans, with Thursday and Saturday to be in Fargo at Starion Field. Wednesday will be at the higher seat in both Lisbon and Central Cass, in a good spot again to be a host one more time and have another game. It is senior day here for the Squirrels, their final game of the regular season for head coach Dustin Maggio's club. Their last 3 games, they've won 5 straight, but the last 3 back on May the 1st, a 7-2 win against Oaks. Earlier here in the month of May, on Monday, a win at Oak Grove, 23-3 against the Grovers, and then they defeated the Ball Stars of Hankinson, Fairmount, Rossall, Campbell, Tinta, Lidgerwood, the co-op there, with a 11-1 win their last time out on a Tuesday here for the Central Cass Squirrels. While for the Lisbon Broncos and head coach Brad Bittner's club, they've won 3 out of 4 games here for the Broncos, including back-to-back wins. They were able to split with South Border, taking the first game 13-1, then falling to the Mustangs 4-3 in game number 2. They were able to come up with a win then earlier against the Fargo Oak Grove Grovers as well, 10-1, and then they will play their next game Saturday at Park River area, then Monday hosting the Enderlin Eagles. We'll have that for you here on yourliveevent.com with Brent Dick with the Lisbon Broncos and the Enderlin Eagles. So that again is a look at what the Lisbon Broncos have fared to do so far here today. Also on yourliveevent.com, currently in action, Nelson County at Hillsborough Central Valley in our first of 2 games for a little baseball, and then a good Region 1 softball matchup with the Kindred Richland Vikings going up against the Hillsborough Central Valley Burros. That is in Hillsborough for a little Region 1 softball as well. Kevin Kochman on the call for you on that one. Currently 2-0 Vikings on yourliveevent.com over the Burros in the bottom of the first inning. When we come back after this, we'll get you ready for the starting lineups here between the Broncos and the Squirrels. This is Region 1 Baseball.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event, as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop Berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rapp.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, three-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
As we get you ready for the starting lineups here today between the Broncos and the Squirrels, let's take a look at the visiting team on the Bank North scoreboard here in the Lisbon Broncos out in their black tops with white bottoms here today with the pants with the red numerals here this evening. Head coach again is Brad Bittner here for the Lisbon Broncos. They'll roll like this. Batting leadoff, the junior pitcher will be Cameron Cordero. Cam for short batting leadoff here today for the Broncos. Cruz Ranke, the freshman designated hitter, will be batting second in the lineup, followed by Jordan Bittner, the junior shortstop, Brad's son here for the Lisbon Broncos. Jaden Howard in the cleanup spot for the senior left fielder. Colton Johnson, the senior first baseman, batting fifth. Elliot Welter, the senior center fielder, is batting sixth. Eli Lyons, the junior catcher, batting seventh. Jackson Hoffer, the senior right fielder, eighth. And then Jacob Lyons, the senior second baseman, batting ninth with Rylan Mouse. Mouse will be in the infield here today at third base for the freshmen. So again, for the Broncos, they will go like this: Cordero, Ranke, Bittner, Howard, Johnson, Welter, Lyons, Hoffer, and Lyons. That's Eli and Jake respectively, with Mouse in the infield at third base. Final Region 1 counter here and the final game of the regular season for the Central Cass Squirrels. Well, for the Lisbon Broncos, they still have two more games, one on Saturday and one on Monday, with Monday being their final Region 1 counter here for the Lisbon Broncos. As we take a look at the starting nine here today for the Central Cass Squirrels and what they have on Senior Day here for Central Cass. The Squirrels will go like this. Starting on the bump will be Keegan Peterson. The opposing pitcher will be the batting leadoff here today for Central Cass, with Brody Cagley, the sophomore second baseman, batting second. Jacob Thompson, the senior DH, will be batting third, with Noah Muckow, the senior first baseman, batting in the cleanup spot. Cal Pearson, the senior catcher, batting fifth. Then a junior shortstop with Jack Everson will be batting sixth here for Central Cass. Ryan Osmondstead, the sophomore third baseman, in the number 7 spot, with Gray Lewis batting eighth for the junior left fielder. Then Lucas Christensen, the sophomore center fielder, will be batting ninth, with Easton Holland will be in right field here today for the Central Cass Squirrels. Again, Peterson, Cagley, Thompson, the top third. Middle third of Muckow, Pearson, and Everson. Osmondstead, Lewis, and Christensen here for the Central Cass Squirrels in the bottom third of the lineup. The Central Cass Squirrels head coach is, again, Dustin Maggio, while Brad Bittner, the head coach here today for the Lisbon Broncos. Some other games going on as of note when it comes to the Region 1 standings. The 7th, 8th place matchup will essentially get determined later today between Enderlin and Hankinson, Fairmount, Rossolt, Campbell, Tinta, Lidgerwood. The Ball Stars defeated Enderlin by 1 run earlier here in the season. If they win in Enderlin tonight, the Ball Stars would be the number 7 seed. Enderlin would be 8. If Enderlin able to pick up a win, then it determines, do they win by 2 or 1? That'll determine the runs between the two teams in 2 Region 1 games. Oaks, number 6. Oak Grove, number 5. As it stands entering play today, Kindred, number 4. Lisbon, 3. Central Cass, 2. And Northern Cass, number 1. Northern Cass is for surely the 1 seed. Central Cass with a win here today will be the 2. Lisbon would have a chance via tiebreaker on how it goes, but Kindred really controls their own destiny. If Central Cass, Lisbon, and Kindred will all be in the tiebreaker just in terms of the run rules as it stands entering play today, but that could change if Central Cass or Lisbon wins by 6, 7, 8 runs or more. Then you'd really have to take a look into that run rule a little bit more between those 3 teams. But again, a win for Central Cass, they're the 2. If they lose, Lisbon still has a chance to be the 2 or get themselves 1 step closer to being the 3 seed. The Vikings do own the head-to-head matchup with the Lisbon Broncos in terms of runs scored between the 2. So we'll get to that and more as the broadcast of this game continues here today on yourliveevent.com. We'll take a quick break, and we come back after this. We'll let you know what's on deck here with a busy month of March and into the month of June here for our broadcast on your live event.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. As we come back here on YourLiveEvent.com, it is Senior Day here for the Central Cass Squirrels as they are honoring their seniors up the first base line right now, and they got a bevy of them here in the lineup here today. And also on the roster, as you take a look at some of the seniors in terms of what they have had here in this one, they go like this. Noah Muckow, the first player out there here for Central Cass, the senior first baseman. Also some of the other seniors of Jacob Thompson. We have Owen Newdell and Cale Pearson here today just for the players' perspective, and then those that are helping via the stats and student managers as well for head coach Justin Maggio's club. That, again, is the Senior Day here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Coming up on YourLiveEvent.com, it's going to be a busy few days next week. Circle it on your calendars. On Monday, the day after Mother's Day, we will have a little softball with the Central Cass Squirrels and the Kindred Richland Vikings on YourLiveEvent.com. That'll be in Kindred between Central Cass and Kindred Richland. Also from there, Wednesday again will be the Region 1 baseball tournament as well on Thursday. On Friday, a week from Friday, will be the Northeast and the Southeast regional track and field meets. The Northeast in Grafton, the Southeast will be in Castleton, and then on Saturday it's Region 1 baseball, softball, Region 2 baseball and softball tournaments, and then the week after that on Monday, so about 10 days from now, we will get to the Region 3 baseball tournament in Lemoore. So that again is a look at what's ahead here on YourLiveEvent.com. Again, one more time, Region 1, Region 2, Region 3 baseball, your home for the postseason is right here on Your Live Event. Also, from there, we will have the Region 1 and Region 2 softball tournaments, EDC softball tournament, and then we'll have the Summer All-Star Series, as we've had the last couple of years. The Shield Softball All-Star Series will be the first Monday and Tuesday of June. And then from there, you'll get to the Optimist Volleyball Series in the middle part of June and the Lions All-Star Basketball Series later on in July as well. So it's going to be a fun time of the season. Always equate the end of May to kind of like a mini March in February, jammed into about a week and a half to 2 weeks when it comes to regionals, to state, to everything else. Also, some of those helping out here in terms of the Central Cass Squirrels with the four players, Ava Gullison, Becca Cagley, and Drew Urbach also being represented here today on Senior Day. That's a take a look at the Senior Day here on YourLiveEvent.com as the umpires are coming down the line, and we'll get to the exchange of the lineup cards here in a moment. As calling balls and strikes will be Chris Larson, and from there, Gareth Hansen will be in the infield. But again, Chris Larson will be calling balls and strikes, and Gareth Hansen will be in the infield here in this one as they go over the starting lineups today here in Castleton. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll get you ready for the opening pitch between the Broncos and the Squirrels. This is Region 1 Baseball on YourLiveEvent.com. its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
As they continue with the starting lineups here with the Central Cass Squirrels making their way towards the field here in this one on Senior Day for Central Cass out in their white uniforms with a little bit of the red trim. Central Cass and the numerals in red here today in Castleton. Taking a look at the ball diamond, going right down the right field line is Wes, going down the left field line is due south here today for this contest. Central Cass Squirrels and Lisbon Broncos. For Central Cass, this is game number 18 of their campaign. Lisbon Broncos, they have played a good chunk of baseball here as of late, getting games in here this season as well. 16-8 so far here on the season as they're taking their way into the field, which means the national anthem is coming up around the corner, and then we will get you set for the first pitch after this. Central Cass 13-4 this season, 10-3 in Region 1, going up against the Lisbon Broncos at 16-8 on the season and 8-4 in Region 1 baseball today. It's the season finale for the Squirrels on your liveevent.com.
I will be your guiding light, 'cause you don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton. When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullison Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullison Olson Agency.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com. Region 1 Baseball here on YourLiveEvent.com. Chase Miller with you as we get you ready for, again, the regular season finale for the Central Cass Squirrels. Well, for the Lisbon Broncos, still a couple more games to check out the Broncos this season. They'll be making their way on Saturday at Park River, going up against the Park River Fordville Lincoln, or now Park River Area Aggies. And then on Monday, they will have their final game of the regular season at home, hosting the Enderlin Eagles. They'll be down again in Lisbon, and we'll have it for you right here on YourLiveEvent.com. For the Lisbon Broncos, Cordero, Ranke, and Bittner, the top third of the lineup. Howard, Johnson, and Welter batting in the middle part, and then Eli Lyons, Hoffer, and Jake Lyons here for the Lisbon Broncos, with Moss playing third base here today for Brad Bittner's club. For the Central Cass Squirrels, you have Lewis in left field with Christensen in center and Holland in right. Muckow at first base, Kegley at second, Everson at shortstop, Osman set at third base, and Pearson is behind the plate. On the mound is Keegan Peterson here in this one. Going back to the first game that they played earlier this season, about a month ago to the date here for Lisbon and the Central Cass Squirrels, back at Sandager Park and the Lisbon Fire Department field. It was a 2-0 win for the Central Cass Squirrels. Keegan Peterson went the complete game distance, 7 innings, 1 hit, 7 walks, and 12 strikeouts in the win. Jordan Bittner picked up the loss, 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 6 walks, and 12 strikeouts for Jordan Bittner in that particular outcome. Opening pitch here at 5:06 on a Thursday night. 77 degrees in Castleton. This one in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Opposing pitcher against opposing pitcher here to lead things off again for the Lisbon Broncos, as Peterson fires another strike. It's now 0-2. So Keegan getting ahead of the opening leadoff batter early here in Cordero. If Cordero can get on base with this turf, he's got some speed to burn here for Lisbon. From the stretch, the 0-2, that'll run in. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, Chris Larson calling balls and strikes here in this contest. As Peterson, see where he goes here on the 1-2. Off speed, good location just off the plate. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cordero has yet to take the bat off that shoulder. The 2-2 pitch, there it is. Swung on and missed. Peterson gets his first strikeout on 5 pitches, and Cordero is retired for the opening out on the Bank North scoreboard. Cruz Ranke, the freshman designated hitter, will be coming up now here for the Lisbon Broncos. The goal is to make it to Newman Outdoor Field May 29th through the 31st at the state tournament here this season at the end of the month. Off-speed pitch to Ranke in there for a strike. It's now 0-1. The question becomes, can the Central Cass Squirrels continue to be the kings of Region 1 baseball? As we go back through, they've won the last 4 in 2021, 22, 23, and last season. 11 state tournament appearances in program history here for the Squirrels. This one runs in on the hands. Now 2 balls and 1 strike as Ranke getting closer to a nice little hitter scout here against Peterson. Keegan with a 2-1. That'll be foul back. It's now 2-2 on the way. And we'll see the 5th pitch of the at-bat upcoming here to Ranke. Peterson would like to get a strikeout as he did with Cordero, as Ranke sees this one, almost hits him as it goes all the way to the backstop and makes the count full. Pitch number 11 here of the contest for Peterson early on in this one. Here's the 3-2. This would be fouled, and a good at-bat here by Ranke working the count full. That's one foul, and we'll see pitch number 7 here by the number 2 batter. Bittner and then Howard due up next for the Lisbon Broncos. Peterson from the stretch. This one, another high fastball. That's his 2nd straight strikeout to begin the game, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 1st. So we're seeing Peterson work a high fastball at about the letters up. Able to get a couple of swing and misses by Cordero and Ranke. Now it's to Jordan Bittner here to try to get aboard with 2 down and nobody on for the Broncos. Bittner takes a strike. Good location by Keegan Peterson on the outside of the zone. Outer part works ahead on the off speed. Now 0-1. Bittner hits one up the third base line. That'll go foul. It's now 0-2, so got ahead on Cordero. Fell a little bit behind on Ranky, but gets ahead on Bittner. And so far for Peterson, has been attacking the strike zone early in the opening inning. A little bit of crosswind here today in Castleton, going left to right. Off-speed pitch, foul tipped into the glove of Pearson to strike out the side, and that'll do it here for the Lisbon Broncos in the top of the first inning. It's the Lisbon Broncos scoreless. The Central Cass Squirrels coming to the plate on the Bank North scoreboard.
Let the geeks at GK Technology help you with your agricultural data. Their agronomists know agriculture. When it comes to creating soils and zone maps to maximize yields in your fields, you can trust the people with decades of experience in site-specific agriculture. Everyone at GK Technology has a background in agriculture, so they know what makes a farm run, and they speak your language. The geeks at GK Technology have a map and an app for that.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Bottom of the first inning we go here for the Central Cass Squirrels. They'll go like this in their batting lineup. Keegan Peterson batting leadoff with Cagley batting second. Thompson will be batting third. Muckow in the cleanup spot with Pearson batting fifth. Everson in the number 6 hole with Osmanstead batting seventh. Lewis eighth and Christensen and number 9 again, Easton Holland in the outfield. Speaking of the outfield, the Broncos from left to right. Howard in left, Welter in center, Hoffer will be playing right field. Johnson at first base, Jacob Lyons at second, Bittner at short with Mouse at third, Eli Lyons behind the plate, and Cordero will see his opposing pitcher, and Keegan Peterson to lead things off here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Central Cass last couple of games, just the last 3, they've put up a wholesale of runs here. 11 against the Ball Stars, 23 against the Grovers, and 7 against the Tornadoes. As delivering a strike on the way is Cordero. It's now 0-1. 41 runs scored to 6 runs against for the Central Cass Squirrels in their last 3 games. Here's the 0-1 offering to Peterson. This one will be fouled. Now 0-2. Complex here, brand new turf this season when it comes to baseball. The last one to eventually have turf with the softball diamond and also the football field. 0-2 pitch. This one will run in at the hands. It's 1-2 in Lisbon. Earlier this year they had a normal home plate, but that has now been turfed in Lisbon with a turfed mound as well. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the first inning. As Peterson behind the count as Cordero will try to match him with an opening strikeout. 1-2 jammed him, popped up. That'll go down the third base line, and that one will go out of play eventually, running in at the hands. As Peterson now has to battle in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Peterson pretty much right on top of the plate here. About as close as he can get in that batter's box. The 1-2 swung on. This one will be off the glove. Eli Lyons converts it to Johnson on the strikeout. And there's one down here in the bottom of the first inning. Brody Cagley, the sophomore second baseman, coming on now here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Cagley will be batting from the left-handed side here against Cordero. So far, 4 batters up and 4 strikeouts combined between Cordero and Peterson. This one runs out of the zone. It's now 1-0. Offering upcoming from Cam. This one will be hit up the third base line. Slicing, but that one will go out of play and foul, getting closer to the batting cages here down the left field line. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 2 batter in the Central Cass lineup. Minnesota Twins earned a sweep earlier today over the Baltimore Orioles, now 2 games under 500 as they welcome the San Francisco Giants into town for a little Mother's Day weekend series, as this one is fouled back 1-2. Minnesota Timberwolves, game 2 tonight against the Golden State Warriors from Target Field, as they will try to even up the series at 1 apiece. When it comes to Minnesota professional sports, the 1-2. One will miss out of the zone now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Red Hawks and North Dakota State played an exhibition baseball game yesterday. First time those 2 teams have ever met in an exhibition baseball game. Tight one. As now the count's full at 3-2. The Red Hawks won 5-4 over NDSU. Bison pretty much getting ready for the Summit League tournament, while the Red Hawks have their opening day game tomorrow for the season opener at Newman. This one is flied and hit to left. Coming in and playing this one will be caught there by Howard. Doing a nice job. Playing a little bit of the sun coming down the line. Fly out for the second out, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Jacob Thompson trying to be the first batter to get aboard here for the Central Cass Squirrels in the bottom of the first, while Cordero 1 out away to match what Peterson did, a 3-up, 3-down inning here in the first. Cordero runs a fastball out of the zone. It's now 1-0. I'm curious to see if the Red Hawks and North Dakota State will continue that particular game. It's kind of nice for both teams. You don't have to travel. They both share Newman Outdoor Field anyway. Kind of an exhibition game to maybe get some players at bats from NDSU's perspective. Well, for the Red Hawks to get about a handful of exhibition games in the American Association before you get ready for opening day. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down here in the first. This one will run in, and so far Cordero's been attacking the inner part of the plate here against these Central Cass batters. It's 1-2. For the Broncos, 4, 5, and 6 batters with Howard to bat leadoff in the top of the second, due up. And Cordero gets his second strikeout of the inning. This one, strike 3 looking, and Thompson is retired on a handful of pitches. As we make our way to the top of the second, it will be a scoreless first on the Bank North scoreboard.
Out to Watts Ace Hardware in Castleton and gear up with name brands from Steel, Milwaukee, Ego, and Craftsman Power Tools. Plus, Watts Ace Hardware has a key cutting and paint mixing section for your own do-it-yourself projects. From their grill selection with Traeger, Blackstone, Weber, and the Big Green Egg to their customer laser engraving center, Watts Ace Hardware is a place you need to check out. Stop in at 1610 Governor's Drive in Castleton for Watts Ace Hardware.
I will be your guiding light, 'cause you don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
Top of the second inning, it's the Lisbon Broncos coming to the plate with Howard, Johnson, and Welter. 4, 5, and 6 batters. Jaden Howard, Colton Johnson, and Elliot Welter here for the Lisbon Broncos. Going up against Keegan Peterson. If you're just joining us, Peterson with a 3-up, 3-down strikeout of the side of Cordero, Ranky, and Bittner. So for the Broncos, just looking to put something in play here early on against Peterson. We're, again, going back to their first meeting this season back in the month of April. In Lisbon, Peterson went the distance with 7 strikeouts, 12 strikeouts, 7 walks. It is 1 hit in a complete game win. This one, a little excuse-me check swing, hit up the first baseline foul. It's 0-1. First game, runs were tough to come by in a 2-0 Central Cass win. We'll see if this one will match the same, as this one will go foul. It's now 0-2. There was a combined 4 hits between the Squirrels and the Broncos in a game that went 1 hour and 35 minutes. Central Cass got the first run in the first inning, as this one is fisted. Going to be a tough play here. Who's going to call it? Holland calls off the second baseman, Cagley, and Easton gets the glove on it, and there's 1 down. As you will see, Colton Johnson now coming up here for the Broncos. Johnson went 0 for 2 from the plate for Lisbon, the first time seeing Peterson and the Central Cass Squirrels. The lone hit for the Lisbon Broncos came by Jacob Lyons. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, a couple of hits. Got a big double by Keegan Peterson to bring in a run, and then he had a bases loaded run as well to bring in 2 runs for the Central Cass Squirrels, and both runs back in their first matchup. 1 ball, 1 strike on the way to Johnson as Peterson delivers one up and in. Now 2 and 1 on the way. Two on offering, breaking ball in there for a strike. Now 2 and 2. First year for varsity baseball for the Lisbon Broncos since the early 60s. 2-2 pitch swung on. And they've had a softball program under Coach Bittner. Then as his sons got older, he transitioned towards the baseball program on the summer side of things to coach and help out with the Legion squad. 2-2 offering. This one is a mile high, hit down the right field line. The first baseman has it under there with Muckow. A couple of steps on the warning track, and there's 2 down. So a pop up to the first baseman. 5 up, 5 down here for Peterson. But for the Lisbon Broncos, this baseball team, it's not starting from scratch by any means, kind of like a turnkey where you just say, okay, instead of having a Legion and Babe Ruth season, you get a couple extra months and get ready for the school ball year. Well, for their softball program, it will take a little bit more of a time as the Lisbon hasn't necessarily had a consistent 18 and under youth travel softball team. So that'll take a year or two just to continue to develop a pitcher and a catcher and continue to see the growth of that program as well. One thing for fans in the region, as we'll see 0-2 upcoming here to Welter, Central Cass, not next year, but the year after, will make its way to the EDC for baseball and softball. So Region 1 will look a little bit different in 2027. The 0-2 pitch, and we'll go all the way to the backstop. It's now 1-2. So the Squirrels get this year, and they get next year for softball and baseball before they go to the EDC. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Able to apply the tag there is Pearson for the 4th strikeout for Peterson. That's another 3 up, 3 down inning as we make our way to the bottom of the second. It's Lisbon Broncos and the Central Cass Squirrels scoreless on your liveevent.com.
Think about North Dakota State College of Science. Don't think about college. Don't think about desks. Don't think about buildings. Don't think about our expert instructors or our high-tech classrooms. Think about that new pickup you'll soon be driving. Think about decorating your first apartment. Think about that great job that's already waiting for you. Then, think about how you'll be doing all of those things in just 2 years. North Dakota State College of Science, the smarter way to college.
In today's fast-paced world, your business needs more than just numbers. It needs an alphabet roadmap with Olson Accounting. A is for accounts payable, where every dollar counts. B stands for balance sheets, keeping your finances on track. And C represents cash flow, the lifeblood of your business. At Olson Accounting, they're more than just number crunchers. Discover the difference with their trusted expertise, personalized service by visiting colsoncpa.com or call 701-683-2700. Olson Accounting of Lisbon.
Bottom of the second inning, the Squirrels with Muckow, Pearson, and Everson coming up here. 4, 5, and 6 batters for Central Cass. Cordero on the first inning with 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. I got a fly out by Kegley down the left field line to get a 3 up, 3 down as he will try to match what Peterson has done so far with 6 batters retired with Peterson on the mound for Central Cass. Bottom of the second and scoreless on the Bank North scoreboard. They've been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Cordero with his second inning of work sees a first pitch swing by Muckow, and this one will go foul out of play. It's now 0-1. So Noah aggressive here early on. Earlier this season in this very park against the Kinder Vikings, had a double to left and a screaming homer to straightaway center. Guy that has power here on senior day, one of the A couple of seniors on the roster this season. Took a big swing at that one. It's now 1-2 with 4 seniors in terms of roster players here for head coach Dustin Maggio. 7 total within the program. As Cordero works ahead on Noah here. We'll see how aggressive he is on 0-2. This one will be fouled, and we'll keep it at no balls and 2 strikes. Cordero did have a full count to Brody Cagley before he flew out to a left fielder and Howard. Otherwise, against Peterson and Thompson, got ahead, stayed ahead, and got some strikeouts. The 0-2. This one will be low, able to get blocked by Eli Lyons, and Lyons does go down the first to Johnson. Second time we've seen the strikeout where they've had to go the extra 90 feet, but regardless, still an out. And for Cordero, he has struck out 3 out of the first 4 batters he's seen here today, and there's 1 down in the bottom of the second inning. Senior catcher with Pearson coming on for Central Cass, and for both these teams right now, it's about finding a way to put the ball in play. 7 strikeouts combined between the 2 pitchers early. This one will be in there for a strike to Pearson. It's now 0-1. As Welter playing Kale to hold into left center field there to shade. So the gap for Pearson is that right center spot right now with the center fielder and Welter again playing just a little bit to shade into left center. Cordero again works ahead 0-2. This one is fisted, and that'll go to the concession stand area, so we'll keep it now no balls and 2 strikes. And just about a month from now, we'll be talking Legion Babe Ruth when it comes to baseball. 0-2 pitch, got him for another strikeout. That's the 4th for Cordero as he pulls the string, and there's 2 down here in the bottom of the second. The first time these 2 teams played, runs was tough to come by, and it looks to be the same here in game number 2 of a region counter here between the Squirrels and the Broncos. This one will run it at the hands out of the zone. It's now 1-0. As Everson, the junior shortstop, looking to see if he can be the first base runner of the game. 1-0 pitch, foul back, now 1 ball and 1 strike. Cordero at the 1-1. That'll miss out of the zone now 2-1. 3 of the 4 strikeouts have been swinging against Cordero here in this contest. Him and Bittner obviously awfully good in what they can do. Hofford, the lefty, can throw some pretty good heat as well. This a 3-hopper to the glove of Jacob Lyons. Goes to Johnson, 4-3 on the putout. And so far the pitchers are matching each other on the mound. Another 3-up, 3-down inning as we make our way to the top of the third. It's scoreless on the Bank North scoreboard. 7, 8, and 9 batters due up here for the Broncos.
Riverside Building Center in Lisbon, North Dakota is Southeastern's North Dakota's premier building supply headquarters. They have it all from the basic home improvements to complete pre-built homes. Their staff is knowledgeable in every product they sell and have over 110 combined years of experience. With their large inventory to sell from and a fleet of 6 delivery vehicles, Riverside Building Center in Lisbon can bring the products to your job site. From a hammer all the way to a home, they have you covered. Visit rbclisbon.com today. Riverside Building Center in Lisbon.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Top of the third inning here on YourLiveEvent.com. The Lisbon Broncos and the Central Cass Squirrels. What has been a pitcher's duel early here today in Castleton. Eli Lyons, Jackson Hoffer, and Jacob Lyons here for the Lisbon Broncos. If one of them can get aboard, go back to the top of the lineup. But so far for both Keegan Peterson and Cam Cordero, it's been 6 up and 6 down with a host of strikeouts. Both have 4 strikeouts here today. The junior catcher here in Lyons. Hits one right back up the middle, and that's the first base knock of the game. Christensen will see this come in. First base runner for either club, and the no-hitter has gone awry now for Peterson in the top of the third inning. As we'll see a courtesy runner coming on here for the Lisbon Broncos. And that'll be number 4 in the lineup, and Grayson Lyons. So Grayson now will make his way to first base. As you will see Jackson Hoffer take a look down the third base coach's box to Brad Bittner and see what the play is on here. As they nearly got the pickoff as Grayson just took that first little step. And then all of a sudden Peterson throws a quick one over to Muckow. Paying attention early to the runner, as Peterson has done throughout the game, working from the stretch. Big swing. This one swung and a miss by Hoffer. It's now 0-1. Been a fun race so far in the region this season. Northern Cass has been the team to beat, but from there, 2, 3, and 4, as this one is actually going to hit Grayson and stay close enough towards first base that doesn't go all the way to the fence here. So for the Central Cass Squirrels, catch a little bit of a break. That one would have got by Noah at first base. Would have had a runner at second, no problem. Instead, no balls, 1 strike, and we'll keep it here at the runner at first. Off speed on the breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Well, Lisbon, Kindred, and Central Cass kind of been a blender all season on who can find a way to beat each other and get to that number 2 seed here in this contest. Squirrels with the win, earn the 2 with the loss. Then kind of depends on what the Broncos and the Vikings do throughout the rest of the season and what a tiebreaker comes into. The 0-2 pitch. Peterson gets his fifth strikeout, and there's 1 down here in the third. Jacob Lyons, the senior second baseman, coming up here for Lisbon. Broncos in the spring, a very proud track and field program for many years when you kind of go through the record book and seeing what they've been able to do and trying to do the same now for varsity baseball after winning the State B Legion title last season. Was kind of the elevating factor to get the vote through to get both baseball and softball back into the Lisbon School District here this season. That's Keegan Peterson. The 0-1 is going to be fouled. Now it's 0-2. Later this summer, here in Castleton, the Central Cass Legion program will be hosting the State A Legion baseball tournament at the end of July. While next year, the Lisbon Broncos will be hosting in 2026 the State B Legion baseball tournament after winning it in Lemoore this past summer. So I'm fouled off again, 0-2, and Peterson has been working ahead on a majority of the batters first time through the lineup. Taking his lead off at first is Grayson. The 0-2. Also no run in. Now it's 1-2. Graduation open houses, that is already in full effect over the coming weeks. Final days for the students as they make their way to the summer plans. 2 balls, 2 strikes. State track and field coming up in a couple weeks in Bismarck with state baseball and softball, golf, and all the fun activities when it comes to the spring season. 2-2, not going through the zone. Good take there by Jake. This now makes the count full at 3-2. This will be the second full count. Cruz Ranke worked a full count, but then struck out swinging back in the first. See if the runner breaks. He will stay put. The 3-2 pitch swung on and miss, and that's strikeout number 6 here for Keegan. So first time through the lineup, 6 of the 9 Bronco batters have been retired via the strikeout. As Cordero struck out swinging his first time up back to start the game off at 5:06 earlier here today. First pitch swinging. This one's going to be a grounder. The shortstop, they'll go the short way. Everson to Kegley, 6-4 on the putout, and that'll retire the side. No runs a hit, no errors, and a runner left on base. We play 2.5 today in Castleton. It's still scoreless on the Bank North scoreboard on your liveevent.com.
From On-site farm repairs to maintaining the condition of your vehicle. Trust the staff at Welton's Tire Service. They've served the Lisbon area since 1972, guaranteeing customer satisfaction and workmanship from farm equipment, tire services, and preventative vehicle maintenance. You'll find it all from affordable prices, free estimates, to their knowledgeable technicians answering any question. Welton's Tire Service is locally owned and located on Main Street in Lisbon. For information, go online to weltonstire.net or call 701-683-5136.
High school softball today with Kevin Kochman in Hillsboro. All Vikings. Kindred Richland 13. Hillsboro Central Valley scoreless, bottom of the fourth inning. And Region 1 for softball, it's been the Vikings and the Squirrels. It's been for many a seasons. Those two teams have really put themselves and separated themselves a little bit here. But again, the Vikings have taken a 13-0 lead. You can watch the conclusion of that game. Also watch a little high school baseball with Nelson County and Hillsboro Central Valley. First of the doubleheader. It's a good one in game number 1. Nelson County 3. The Chargers lead the Burros 3-2. Top of the 7th inning in Hillsboro for Region 2 baseball with Josh Boyko on yourliveevent.com as they will play a doubleheader in that one. Here today in Castleton, Chase Miller with you. And similar, as we said earlier, with the Broncos looking to get their first base runner against Peterson, they did deliver a leadoff single by Eli Lyons, but Grayson Lyons came on as a courtesy runner and never reached any farther than first base. The Squirrels will try to do that here with their number 7 batter and Ryan Osmonstead. And Lewis and Christensen 7, 8, and 9 here against Cordero. As Cordero winds, fires first pitch. This one is fouled back. It's 0-1. Ever-changing landscape of high school sports next season. Central Cass will be in 2A for football. All Lisbon Broncos, they will stay in 1A. The 0-1. This is going to be fisted towards right field. That's down for a base knock. Hoffer will come in, and the number 7 batters with a pair of singles for both teams, and they're mirroring each other, no question, as the Squirrels have a leadoff runner here on in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As Grayson Lewis, the junior left fielder, we'll see what the play is for head coach Dustin Maggio. First time the Squirrels have had a base runner here in this evening's contest. Nice leadoff at first is Osmonstead as he will dive back in there with Johnson holding him on at first base. As we mentioned, Central Cass alongside with Kindred playing in 2A next season. They'll have games against Devils Lake and Wahpeton for region games. This is a one-hopper as the pitcher, and then they have a collision by Lewis and Johnson at first. As you saw the pitcher in Cordero, as it was one hop right back to him, he simply looked to second. Nobody was covering. So by the time he had to turn 90 degrees, threw one over the first baseman. That'll be a throwing error. So Ryan Osmonstead will go from first to third. Grayson Lewis will reach base on the air, and there's runners at the corners right now with nobody down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tough one if you're Cordero because Bittner and Lyons, the shortstop and second baseman, nobody was covering second. And if someone was, that's where Cordero was trying to go to get the lead runner. Instead, now you got runners at the corners. And a dangerous time here if you're a Bronco fan, as Cordero will look for another strikeout. He's got 4 of them in the game, but so far a leadoff single and air has allowed the Squirrels the best scoring opportunity of the game. Here's the throw, and that one's going to be airmailed into center field. So coming in on the catcher's throwing error will be Ryan Osmonstead because Ryan was staying at third base the entire way. Grayson Lewis gets the stolen base at second error of the game. And now it's a 1-0 contest here for Central Cass. So Squirrels take the first lead of the game here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And can they add on to it? Here's going to be a tough play. That'll go to the third baseman who comes in Mouse. One hops the first baseman and Johnson. A leadoff, an infield single by Christensen. That's going to be tough for Mouse. Good running behind him with Lewis to take the extra 90 feet and get to third. Runners at the corners. Handful of pitches here, and Brad Bittner's going to come and talk it over here with the infield. So a leadoff fisted single to right by Ryan Osmonstead. Grayson Lewis with the bunt down as he got it down to Cordero on one bounce. And then Cordero again looking to second. Nobody was there. Threw it just high over Johnson at first on the error. And then you've got the stolen base by Grayson Lewis, but the throwing error by Lyons into center, which allowed Ryan Osmonstead to score. And it's 1-0 on the Central Cass Squirrels right now, looking to put a crooked number up here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. as it was just a moment ago. Runners at the corners, and it's second time through the lineup as Keegan Peterson will be coming up to the plate. As Cordero works from the stretch, runners in a break. The throw this time will be cut off by the second baseman. Now they got the runner in a pickle. The second baseman comes in, not going to be in time. It's a steal of home plate on the way for Grayson Lewis. Lewis will get in there safely. Lucas Christensen now stands at second. And the Broncos, well, they did it about almost as good as you could have in that situation, 2-0. You saw Jacob Lyons at second base cut it off, but almost got deked by Lewis, who was halfway down the line at third. Here's a shot that goes to left field. Howard will glove it, the lead runner, and Christensen will stay put. It's a fly out, and Central Cass wasting very little time on their at-bats here in the third inning to put the ball in play. Eli Lyons threw it to Jake Lyons at second, but Lewis, again, paused for a second. Then Jacob Lyons took a step or two towards third, which allowed Lewis to get a little bit closer to home plate as he broke late for home. Came in to score. It's now 2-0 in favor of Central Cass. This one will run out of the zone. It's 1-0 to Brody Kegley, who flew out to Howard his first time up and left. Well, for Central Cass, they've cashed in on a couple of errors with 2 runs so far. This one will miss out of the zone. It's now 2-0. And for the Squirrels, they'll take their lead off at second base and Lucas Christensen. Hitters count to Kegley. This one will miss. Now 3-0. First 3-ball count here for Cordero since Kegley was last up in the first where he worked the count full. 3-0 pitch. Able to get one in at the knee. Now 3-1. 2 runs across with Ryan Osmondstead and Grayson Lewis. Christensen a valuable third run standing at second base. 3-1 pitch. Kegley will take a walk on 5 pitches. First free pass for Cordero. Squirrels keep the line moving here in the bottom of the third. 6 straight batters retired for Cordero to begin the game. And now it's batter number 6 of the inning here with Jake Thompson. Broncos looking to minimize the damage here. Like something hit on the ground, possibly between their shortstop and the second baseman. This one is in there for a strike, or like another strikeout here by Cordero. Dangerous part of the lineup against the Central Cass Squirrels hitters. 0-1, good spot again for Cordero, now 0-2. Runner at second is Christensen. Kegley stands at first. Cordero ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. This one's going to be hit foul. We'll keep it at 0-2. But for the Lisbon Broncos, they will see the Sargent County Bulldogs after 2 years and 9 men make their way back to 11-man football. The Highlanders go down from 2A to 1A for Valley City next year. As the runner gets back at second base for Central Cass, you'll have Kindred, your rival when it comes to football next season. Devils Lake, Wahpeton, the Grand Forks schools in terms of what 2A is going to look like in the East. Minot North going to be a dangerous football team next season out west. The 0-2 pitch. West Fargo Horace wins a championship. They move up to 3A, so they will have their first crack at West Fargo and Cheyenne, respectively, in the city of West Fargo next season. The 1-2. Got him out in front. Jammed him. Lazy fly ball to center fielder Welter, who was on that Central Cass squirrel emblem in straightaway center. And there's 2 down. Also something new when it comes to volleyball next season, as there was in basketball. The last 2 years of 3 divisions. We'll have 3 divisions of volleyball next season, where Division B will bring districts back. Then Division A will make their way, and Division AA. Runner's going to break. Big swing by Muckow. The throw to lead runner. This one's going to get off the shoulder there of Christensen and stay close to the third base coach's box around Dustin Maggio. Christensen gets an extra 90 feet with a stolen base. Brody Kegley able to get into scoring position. Runners Now it's second and third at the 0-1 pitch here to Noah. In there for a strike, and just as he did to Thompson, Cordero works ahead, no balls in 2 strikes. Cordero looking to get one more out and minimize the damage to 2. The Squirrels looking for a base knock to bring 1, if not 2 in. The 0-2 got him looking, and Cordero gets his 5th strikeout of the evening. But the Central Cass Squirrels able to plate 2 runs across, and we got a new score on the Big North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 2, Lisbon scoreless on your liveevent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
High school baseball today here in Castleton as we continue on yourliveevent.com. Midway through this game, top of the 4th inning on the Bank North scoreboard. 2-0 in favor of the Central Cass Squirrels. As you will see, 2, 3, and 4 batters coming up with Ranke, Bittner, and Howard here for the Lisbon Broncos. Keegan Peterson, 3 innings of work, 1 hit, no walks, and 6 strikeouts so far here today for Central Cass. The 1 hit coming by Eli Lyons to begin things off in the top of the 3rd inning. And for Keegan Peterson right now, doing a nice job here. Struck out the side to begin the game in the 1st. Struck out back-to-back batters in the 3rd inning before getting the ground out by Cordero to retire the side. This one will miss for a ball. Now 1-0. Lewis in left, Christensen in center, Holland again in right for the Central Cass Squirrels. Get to the infield one more time after the pitch by Keegan. Osmondstead at third base, Everson at short, Kegley at second, Muckow at first, and Pearson catching today. 2-0 in there for a strikeout, 2-1. Central Cass looking for win number 11 in the region. 2-1 pitch, breaking ball, now 2-2. While for the Lisbon Broncos, are looking for win number 9 if they can pick up a W on the road here today. 2-2 is foul back into the netting. There was no netting. That one might have got to the press box. Here's that 2 balls and 2 strikes on the way. Peterson looking for his 7th strikeout. 2-2 foul tipped off the glove of Pearson. And we'll do it again. If you're going to the state softball tournament in Fargo, that is a foul ball haven up at NDSU, where the press box gets peppered all tournament long. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ranke trying to battle right now in that number 2 spot. Hits a line drive in front of the left fielder. That'll be a base knock into left. As Cruz Ranke with the best sounding swing today against Peterson as he gets the 2nd hit outside of what Eli Lyons was able to do. And for the Broncos, back-to-back innings where they get a leadoff runner aboard here with a single. Right part of the lineup to do so as well with your 2, 3, 4 batters with a dangerous hitter in Bittner coming up. Ranke takes his lead off of first. First pitch swinging, it's a 1-hopper. A good hit, but right to the shortstop, and this one will go off the glove of Muckow. So reaching base on a fielder's choice will be Jordan Bittner. Cruz Ranke is retired. Everson to Kegley to get the lead runner at second. And that one just looked like it went off the glove there of Muckow just a little bit on the stretch as that throw was coming up a little bit off the line. As Jaden Howard now will be coming up with a runner on and 1 down here in the 1st inning. in the fourth inning. Back in the second inning, Howard with a fly out to the right fielder, and Holland to begin things off in the second. Peterson got what he wanted. Bittner able to barrel that one up, but hit it right on a one-hopper to Everson at short. This one foul back. Now 0-1 as the Bronco batters of Bittner and Howard. Trying to see a good first pitch against Peterson here and try to drive one somewhere. As the shadows are slowly making their way into right field here with the tree line. This is going to be hit in the air. Center fielder Christensen barely has to move as he takes a couple of steps back into center field and a fly out, and there's two down here at the top of the fourth. Now it's Colton Johnson to try to keep the line moving here from the Bronco perspective. 0 for 1 today with a pop out to Muckow in foul territory at first base his last time up in a game that started back at 5:06 here today. 45 minutes old here in Castleton. This one will be hit on the ground. Everson will charge, and this one will be off of his glove. Still has a chance, and he has the error on the throw on top of it here that'll allow the runner then from Bittner to go to second to third. Able to play it was Everson on the charge with Colton Johnson, who will reach base on an E6. And Everson was able to glove it and pick it up, but as he did, the throw was well offline at first, and now the Broncos have the tying run on base with the go-ahead run and Elliot Welter at the plate. Welter fouls this one. Now it's 0-1, and a lot of times you'll hear coaches say just try not to beat yourself, as the Lisbon Broncos committed an error which cost them a couple of runs back in the top or the bottom half of the third inning. Here in the top of the fourth, the Squirrels will try to minimize that miscue. This one well out in front of the breaking ball now, 0-2. Well for Elliot Welter. This looks to get one through the infield here, would bring in Bittner from third and cut that lead down to 1. Central Cass won the first time these two teams met by the same score in Lisbon, 2-0. As a late steal, we'll see what Peterson's going to do here as they're running back the runner as he fakes the throw, and the delayed steal there by Colton Johnson just kind of went right on cue, and now will be no balls, 2 strikes here with 2 down as the catcher Pearson will talk it over with Peterson on the side and also making sure they got everything in order. Sometimes you just kind of fishing right there, see what the pitcher might do. Maybe throws one out into the outfield and you get a run to come in easily with Jordan Bittner, or he just tosses his back completely and doesn't even pay attention to the runner. Then the runner from third would come in to score. So trying to make the pitcher force a mistake, and Peterson played that about as good as he could. Just run down the runner. 0-2 pitch. This one will be in the turf. Now Pearson looks back, the runner at third. Here comes Osmonstead, back to Pearson. The shortstop will come across, and Everson. Everson's going to try to see if he can take him the stretch, and he is out. That'll go 2-5, 2-6 on the putout. And Bittner did his best to prolong the inning as they needed to get the out at first to complete the strikeout of Welter. But eventually they do get the punch out, 2-5, 2-6, as then Bittner is retired. And that'll do it for the Broncos here in the bottom of the fourth inning as we make our way, to the bottom of the fourth inning. That's still a 2-0 lead here for Central Cass.
This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Say thank you to the farmers you come into contact with every day. They have chosen a career that is as much their deep passion as it is an absolute necessity for you and I. Spring is upon us, and there will be farm equipment on the roads. Give them your patience and room to do their jobs. Trust me, they would rather be off the road working in their field than dealing with traffic. From all of us here at Agassiz Precision Ag, we say thank you and have a safe spring.
Oh, part of the lineup that you don't normally say, the 2-5-2-6 putout. But Jordan Bittner did his best to try to see if he could get the catcher there, and Pearson to maybe make a throw to third and see if he could have something go awry instead of just make the throw to first base. So he did his job in getting the attention of the catcher, Pearson, but eventually is retired. So no runs, a hit, an error, and a couple runners left there for the Lisbon Broncos as we make our way to the bottom of the fourth inning. Central Cass Squirrels, Pearson, Everson, and Osmondstead here, due up 5, 6, and 7 batters. Pearson struck out his last time up for Cordero. 3 innings of work, a couple of hits, 2 runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts so far on the mound here today for Cordero. First pitch jammed him, and Cordero will play his position, 1 pitch and 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth inning. So Pearson is retired on 1 pitch. Now it's to Jack Everson. Howard in left field with Welter in straightaway center. Hoffer in right for the Broncos. Mouse at third with Bittner at shortstop. Jacob Lyons at second. Johnson at first. Eli Lyons behind the plate as this one is fouled. As now 0-1. Everson able to work the count 2-1 his last time up before grounding out to Lyons at second base. This time Cordero gets ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Did that with Thompson. Muck out, 1 pitch. Pearson retired, and Cordero find himself in a nice little rhythm right now on the mound. The 0-2 will work out of the zone. 1 and 2 upcoming. For just joining us, Central Cass with a pair of runs in the bottom of the third. And the only inning so far for either club to find a run or 2 across is this one's going to be hit, and that'll go foul just over the third base dugout, and we'll keep it at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Go to yourliveevent.com to check out the complete rundown of the month of May upcoming for postseason and the last of the regular season. 1-2, strike 3 looking, and Cordero gets his 6th strikeout. To make that 2 down here in the bottom of the fourth. And 2 batters retired in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth via the strikeout. As now you have Ryan, who delivered the first hit of the game, came in a score as well, the first run. Osmondstead will see this one miss for a ball. It's now 1-0. This score holds. Central Cass will clinch the number 2 seed in the Region 1 baseball tournament. 1-0, that'll miss. Northern Cass is the number 1 seed. That'll be a battle of number 3 between Lisbon and the Kindred Vikings. And Kindred and Lisbon split earlier this season. 2-0, that'll miss out of the zone now, 3-0. And if it does go between the Broncos and the Vikings for third, Kindred would end up being the 3 seed, and Lisbon would be the 4 via the 2 runs differentials in both games. 3-0 pitch, that'll miss for a walk. Cordero will have his 2nd free pass of the game. And the Squirrels trying to get a 2-out rally here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Lewis reached base on the air his last time up. Was able to bunt the ball to Cordero. Looked at second base, nobody was there, and by the time he turned his shoulders 90 degrees to Johnson, just threw it a little bit too high. There's a big swing by Grayson. Now it's 0-1. Lewis got the 2nd run scored of the game here for Central Cass on that Bank North scoreboard. As Ryan Osmondstead takes his lead off of first, he'll stay put. The 0-1 pitch is going to be hit in the air. That's to the left. Howard will chase it and able to make the catch. Able to get underneath it there at the last second and make it look easy. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left. We played 4 today on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 2, the Lisbon Broncos scoreless, coming to the plate.
Hunter Insurance Agency is a locally owned full-service agency providing protection and coverage in a number of different areas. Hunter Insurance Agency offers multi-peril crop insurance, crop hail insurance, and farm insurance for buildings and equipment. Plus, they offer home, auto, life, and business insurance. For more information, go online to hunterinsuranceagency.com or stop in and speak with Johnny Jorgensen at Hunter Insurance Agency. Find them at 201 Main Street, Hunter.
Hey Lisbon, it's time to rally behind our favorite team. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are sending all our best wishes to the Broncos as they hit the court and field this season. The Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters are proud to support our teams and community. Let's show our Broncos that we're with them every step of the way. Go Broncos! Your dedication and spirit makes us all proud. From all of us at the Lisbon Bronco Athletic Boosters, we're cheering for you.
Top of the fifth inning on the Bank North scoreboard. The Lisbon Broncos looking to get their first run across against Keegan Peterson, not just of the game, but of the season, as he has pitched 12 innings against the Lisbon Broncos, has recorded 19 strikeouts in the 2 games and just 3 hits so far against 7 walks, all in the first game back in April, where it was a little bit chillier and early on this season for pitchers trying to find their rhythm. So 7, 8, and 9 batters do appear for the Lisbon Broncos, still with time, but down to their final 9 outs if the score stays where it's at for the remainder of this afternoon. Peterson with the pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Eli Lyons with one of the 2 hits today here for the Lisbon Broncos. A smash right back up the middle to lead things off in the third. 0-1 pitch, that'll run in and hit him. So Eli will get on board. It'll be the first free pass of the game for Keegan Peterson. And we'll see if we get another courtesy runner here for head coach Brad Bittner, or if they will allow Eli Lyons to run at first. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. So Eli will take his lead, as now Hoffer will dig in. Eli has to get back, and he is nearly picked off at first base. Gareth Hansen, our umpire in the field, called him safe. Takes a nice lead. Muckow holding him on. This one will go all the way to the backstop on the wild pitch. So Eli will get into scoring position, and it'll be 1 ball, no strikes here to Jackson Hoffer. And for the Lisbon Broncos, got a run around in the third, stranded him at first base, able to get a couple runners on in the 4th inning. And here now you get a leadoff batter aboard as Muckow comes in at first base to try to take any potential bunt situation away here from Jackson. 1-0 pitch. That'll be in the turf. It's now 2-0. So for Keegan Peterson, 5 innings of work coming into this inning, or 4 innings of work, coming into this inning. 2 hits and 7 strikeouts. As this one will be a strike now at 2-1. Bottom of the lineup trying to do some damage here for the Broncos. 2-1 pitch. Able to check on that. It's now 3-1. 3 consecutive innings that the Broncos have had their leadoff batter aboard. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike will work the count full. That's full count to Jacob Lyons back in the 3rd inning here for Lisbon. The second baseman Cagley holding on the runner close to second. And Peterson gets his 8th strikeout, swung on and miss. Hoffer is retired for the 2nd time via the K. And there's one down here in the top half of the 5th inning. Lyons struck out his last time up, then it goes back to the top of the lineup here with Cordero. But for the Lisbon Broncos, a grade A opportunity here in the top of the 5th. Good pitch for Peterson. It's 0-1. So for Peterson now, he has at least 1 strikeout in every inning. Works ahead one more time here to Jake Lyons. Breaking ball in there now 0-2, and he's been able to locate that curveball, particularly on the inner half of the plate against these Lisbon batters. The 0-2 will come up and hit him right in the numbers. Keegan not too happy with himself on that. That's the 2nd hit batter of the inning, and the Broncos will have runners at first and second as Coach Dustin Maggio will come out here, ask for time from Chris Larson just to talk it over here with Keegan and give him a little bit of a time to collect his thoughts here in this contest. Cordero comes up to the plate 0 for 2 with a ground out his last time up to Everson at shortstop. Runner at second base is Eli Lyons. Jacob Lyons at first. And the Lisbon Broncos, question becomes how many more opportunities are you going to get against Keegan or the pitching staff here of Central Cass? Time to cash them on in. Well, if you're Peterson, you're one good pitch from maybe turning 2 and getting out of the inning. As Peterson delivers a strike, now it's 0-1. Peterson looks back, the lead runner at second. 0-1 pitch, that'll miss inside. Now 1 ball and 1 strike as we're working with a baseball game that's gone an hour here today in Castleton. Just after the 6 o'clock hour. 1-1 pitch, call the strike, now 1-2. Cruz Ranke on the on-deck circle here for the Broncos. Peterson would love another strikeout as he steps off the plate. Cordero would be a tough man to double up with his speed if this one does get put in the infield. 1-2 pitch, swung on into the glove of Pearson, and that'll be another strikeout. Peterson with his 9th strikeout of the evening, and there's 2 down in the top of the 5th inning. So it's been a hit by pitch, strikeout, hit by pitch, strikeout. We'll see what happens here to Cruz. Ranke 1 of 2 with a single his last time up in the 4th inning. This one will miss out of the zone. Now 1 ball and no strikes as Ranke has worked the count in both of his at-bats, worked the count full before striking out in the first, and then got it to a 2-2 count his last time up in the 4th inning. 1-0 pitch, going to be hit on the ground, backhanded there by Everson, who will go to third and will apply the tag regardless for Mr. Osmanstead there at third base. Fielder's choice regardless. That'll go 6-5 on the put-up. And Ranke and the Lisbon Broncos are retired here in the top of the 5th inning. No runs across as we make our way to the bottom of the 5th on the Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass leads it by 2.
It's the North Dakota All-Star Gathering on your live event as we'll cover the Shields Softball All-Star Series on June 2nd and 3rd.
This will be hit and over the shortstop berg into left center field. A run comes in to score with Alexander Rath.
Optimist Volleyball Series June 16th and 17th.
Blue outside, Linsinger with another hammer.
Plus, the Lions All-Star Basketball Series on July 14th and 15th.
Baldwin finds Wick. Wick open, 3-pointer coming. Yes, sir!
For more information, go to yourliveevent.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
Bottom of the 5th inning here on yourliveevent.com. Central Cass, 9-1 and 2 batters coming up for the Squirrels. Christensen, Peterson, and Kegley are the scheduled batters here for head coach Dustin Maggio. Cordero, 4 innings of work, a couple of hits against, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts. Difference has been the 3rd inning so far here for Central Cass, where they got a leadoff runner aboard with Ryan Osmanstead on a single. Took advantage of a couple of errors, and they'll bring him on in with both Ryan and Grayson Lewis with the 2 runs across so far here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Christensen with a single, a couple of stolen bases, was stranded at third base back in the 3rd inning. As the Lisbon Broncos and Cordero continues his 5th inning of work. This one will run out of the zone. Now 1 ball and no strikes. One 0 offering on the way. This one will be in there for a strike call. It's 1-1. All roads for the state baseball tournament lead to Newman Outdoor Field here this season. 1-1 pitch out of the zone, now 2-1. Last year was in Jamestown at Jack Brown when it came to baseball and Class B softball in the Buffalo City. 2 years ago up at Minot at Corbett Field. This one in there for a strike, now 2-2 Corbett Field. Now, just like here in Castleton, all turfed a few seasons ago. Also home of the Northwood League's team. 2-2 pitch, going to be hit on the ground. Bittner will come and bobble it there as it hits the heel of his glove, and that'll be an error on the shortstop. Runner aboard here in the bottom of the fifth inning as Keegan Peterson, see what the sign he gets from Coach Maggio with a runner at first base. Only other time the Squirrels got a leadoff runner aboard was in the third. They brought him in as well. Trying to do that here in the bottom of the fifth for Cordero. See what kind of play Central Cass puts on here. If you allow Peterson to bunt or swing away, he'll take a look at the first baseman there with Johnson applies a tag. Getting back is Christensen. Question becomes, is 2 runs enough? The runner's going to go, a hit and run opportunity. It's now 0-1. And then in that situation, seeing what the infield might particularly do if the second baseman comes across and holds the runner at second base, or if it's the shortstop, where does the batter have a chance to put one through the infield here? Christensen takes his lead off of first. Here's the throw. Nicely gloved by Johnson to make sure that one didn't scamper out of the glove and somehow make its way past first base. Well, it has felt like postseason baseball today between these two teams. Runners in a break. Here's the throw, and sliding in safely, it's going to be Christensen. Lucas Christensen with his third stolen base of the game, and it's now 0-2 to Keegan Peterson. A couple stolen bases in the third, adds one here in the fifth. Well, Peterson will try to drive in Christensen, and this one goes off the glove of Eli Lyons, and the runner will gain third base. So Keegan Peterson, and a pass ball on that one will make his way towards third base. But again, this has the feeling of what postseason baseball has felt like in Region 1 play the last couple of years. Really good pitching, some timely hits. Infield comes in, the 1-2, and Cordero just misses his 7th strikeout. It's now 2-2. Two-two pitch, fastball. Got this one for a foul ball. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. One region counter here today between Lisbon and Central Cass. And the Squirrels will enjoy the weekend, and next game will be on Wednesday. As this will make the count full at 3-2. Well, a little bit different for the Lisbon Broncos. A game on Saturday and a game on Monday. Then they'll have another contest on Wednesday with the region tournament. The 3-2. Question is, where did it hit? The glove or the wrist or the hand? And I'm going to say that one hit the bat out of all of it. So we'll keep it at 3-2. Always dangerous ones when you kind of have that check swing. Does it hit the fingers, hit the hand? Instead, we'll hit the bat. We'll do it again. 3-2 comes in, and it'll be a walk. Cordero with his third walk of the evening, and there's runners at the corners. And a similar spot as the third. Central Cass had runners at the corners. We'll get a run or two across. Trying to do the same thing here. Brody Cagley 0 for 1 today with the walk and a stolen base back in the third inning. So you got the leadoff batter at first. The number 9 batter in Christensen stands at third in good speed on the base pass for Coach Maggio. Runner goes. They look to see if they can get the lead runner. As no throw at second as Peterson gets into scoring position. Cordero does deliver a strike ahead of Cagley, and the infield will come in one more time. Field playing straight away, a little bit deeper for the right fielder in Hoffer. No balls, 1 strike. Cordero sees this one, filleted into right field. Hoffer will be there on the glove. The lead runner trying to come in, and Christensen, here's the throw, and the relay not going to matter. Be a sacrifice fly, a productive out for Kangley. The Central Cass Squirrels have taken a 3-0 lead. Christensen with his first run scored of the game. All 3 runs have been from the 7, 8, and 9 batters here today for Central Cass. As this is going to be hit foul by Thompson. It's now 0-1. Jacob with a strikeout looking back in the first. A fly out to straightaway center and Welter in the third. But the Squirrels get a little insurance here, bottom half of the frame. 0-1 big swing. Now it's 0-2. An error comes back and haunts you. Well, the walk by Peterson, who stands at second. 0-2 pitch is going to be hit down the third base line. That'll go foul. One thing that Cam has been able to do a good chunk of the game, throwing on the inner part of the zone here and being consistent at doing so. Trying to not allow that barrel of the bat to get on front here for the Squirrels. 0-2 pitch, and Cordero gets the strikeout. That'll be his 7th of the evening, and there's 2 down here for Central Cass.
Coming to the plate, first baseman, number 23, Noah Macau.
And just as Peterson, Cordero has at least 1 strikeout in every inning now for the Broncos. This one will be foul. Noah 0 for 2 today with a couple of strikeouts. As that one's going to sting a little bit there for Noah. As Chris Larson calls the time. As Coach Maggio will come in and also get the trainer as well on senior day for the senior first baseman. You just hope this is nothing more than just a little bit of a stinger here for Noah. Able to walk this one off and get back into the plate. No balls, 1 strike with a runner at second in Keegan Peterson. As Noah right now being attended to a little bit, but the nice thing is having a catcher's crouch right there. Trying to take some time and make sure everything feels okay as he takes a little walk up the third base line. 4 seniors here for Coach Maggio again in terms of the roster and the ball players here, with Noah being one of those. Pearson, also Owen Nudell and Jake Thompson here for Central Cass, where they will play one more home game in the opening round of the Region 1 baseball tournament. It will be a true double elimination tournament. In every region a little bit different with the volume of teams that you have, and just a matter of it's single elimination, double elimination, or if you have a championship series. But all 8 teams will make the region tournament, where there will not be a play-in game, where it's been the 6-7 matchup in a play-in game. Whoever loses that stays home, but that's not going to be the case this season. The 0-1, Muckow hits a CNI single into left. Peterson will make his way towards third and stay there as Noah will round first base. Runners will be at the corners with 2 down. So Noah gets a base knock here. Peterson will make his way towards third. And that's the first hit of the inning, and just the third one against Cordero here tonight. Squirrels able to do their damage prior to that single. An error, a walk, and a sacrifice fly to bring in 1 run. Now it's Pearson 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a pop-out to the pitcher, Cordero, his last time up in the 4th. Batter number 6 of the inning. As Eli Lyons keeps it in front of him enough, it's now 1-0. 3 up, 3 down in the first and the second for Cordero. 7 batters to the plate in the third. 4 in the fourth, and so far in 6 here in the 5th. This one nearly hit him, as Muckow got a nice secondary lead at first. It's now 2-0. So 2 balls, no strikes. Hitters count as Cordero behind the count right now. 2-0 in there for a strike at 2-1 for the Broncos. Top of the 6th inning. It'll be the hardly order. 3, 4, and 5 batters. Bittner, Howard, and Johnson due up for the Broncos. 2-1 pitch. That'll run in. It's now 3-1. Three-one pitch, big swing for Kale. It's now 3-2. The runner will break early on the full count with 2 down here at first with Muckow. Cordero will look to get his 8th strikeout. Well, for Pearson, trying to keep the line moving here and bring up Everson, who's on the on-deck circle. Payoff pitch. 3-2 is going to be hit. That'll go foul up the third base line. As the pitches keep on coming here for Cordero in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1 run across so far for Central Cass here in the bottom of the 5th. Can they make it 2 or 3, or will it remain at 1? 3-2 will be out of the zone for a ball, and Cordero has his 4th walk of the evening, and bases are full of squirrels and nowhere to put Jack Everson. As you'll have Aiden coming on to run at first base. Slummo will come on here and be at first. As you'll have Muckow at second and Keegan Peterson at third, as Bittner will come and talk it over with Cordero here with bases full for Central Cass. And also see if there's maybe going to be a pitching change or just one more chance for Cordero on the infield to talk things over here. Is big part of the lineup and the game. If Everson can put 1 run across or 2, that could possibly put the game out of reach with how Peterson has been dealing, as it'll be continue to have Cordero on the mound. Everson 0 for 2 with a strikeout, looking his last time up. Batter number 6 in the lineup for Coach Maggio and the Central Cass Squirrels. A couple walks in the inning for Cordero. We'll see what he does here on the first pitch. First pitch, that'll be a 3-hopper to Bittner. Bittner will go the long way across the diamond to Johnson, and the Squirrels leave the bases full here in the 5th inning. But they do plate 1 run across off of a Brody Kegley sacrifice fly. 1 run across on 1 hit. There were no errors and 3 runners left as we played 5 complete here on the Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 3, Lisbon Broncos scoreless coming to the plate.
Local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator.
Top of the 6th as we make our way here in Castleton in what has been a pitcher's duel between Keegan Peterson and Cam Cordero. Peterson so far 5 innings of work, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts. As you'll see, 3, 4, and 5 batters here for the Lisbon Broncos. And Lisbon has got runners on here in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th after having a 3-up, 3-down first and second innings. They just haven't been able to crack the code so far against Peterson, not just in this game but of this season, as Keegan has thrown 12 innings of no-run baseball against these Lisbon Bronco batters. So Bittner 0 for 2 today, reached base on a fielder's choice his last time up in the 4th and struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. As the Broncos are down to their final 6 outs here in this Region 1 counter. As this will miss for a ball, it's 1-0. One ball, no strikes on the way here for Keegan. As he takes a look with his battering ram partner, and Pearson behind the plate delivers a strike, now 1-1. For fans of volleyball next season, you're going to have 3 divisions at the Bismarck Event Center with the new 3 divisions of volleyball coming up here in the falls. That's a 2-hopper as the third baseman in Osmondstead makes a nice fire to first, and there's 1 down. So you will be trying to make your way to the capital city. Be very similar for Central Cass and Lisbon Bronco fans. You'll make your way to Valley City for the regional. That's scheduled to be at the Highliner Complex, and then try to make your way out to Bismarck. Division B will bring districts back, where that's scheduled to be in Foreman coming up right around Halloween this coming fall. And Double A is going to be about the same as it was with Class A East and West, and have your regional and get the teams to get to state from there. 1 ball, no strikes. Now 2-0 on the way. As Peterson falls behind the count. 2-0 pitch, and dancing out of the way there is Howard. It's now 3-0. 2 walks today for Peterson. Both were hit by pitch. That was back in the top of the 5th inning. Taken all the way, it's a 4-pitch walk, and Howard gets aboard. And the Broncos have had some traffic against Keegan Peterson, but it's just a matter of, can you get the man to come home? Well, Keegan does a nice job on the mound here, getting some outs when he's needed. Colton Johnson, 0 for 2 today, did reach base back on an error his last time up in the 4th. Runner stays put at first. This one will be in there for a strike by Peterson, now 0-1. And after volleyball makes its way to 3 divisions, that'll probably be the last sport for a while. That'll be 3 divisions now in North Dakota. Track and field sometimes gets murmured a little bit, but nothing has came to any topic or fruition, as this one runs in and nearly hits the batter. Just with baseball and softball, there's just not the volume of teams as you have in volleyball or basketball to have 3, and then football obviously having 4 different classes, as that one runs out of the zone at 2-1. 5 if you count 6-man, but 6-man is not sanctioned in North Dakota. Got a couple more teams for 6-man, then you could have 5 different classes for high school football. Here's the 2-1. Big swing and miss by Johnson, now 2-2. Howard again at first via the 4-pitch walk, as Peterson looking for his 10th strikeout. We can get 1 more strike in here on Johnson. This one will be fouled off. Now at 2-2. Howard takes his lead off of first. Peterson paying him a little attention. Nice backhanded there by Macau. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to the number 5 batter in the Lisbon Bronco lineup. That'll miss. Makes the count full now, 3-2. Coming up in the month of June, we will have the Shield Softball All-Star Series. It'll make its way to Grand Forks and Minot. 3-2 pitch. That'll miss. Back-to-back walks here for Peterson. The Lisbon Broncos have the tying run now at the plate with Elliott Welter. Shield Softball All-Star Series will be in Grand Forks the first Monday of June, and then make its way to Minot coming up on that Tuesday, as the Broncos will bring in a runner with Kobe Mouse, as he will come on here for Colton Johnson. As you'll see, the Lisbon Broncos right now have a chance in the top of the 6th, and as we said in the 5th inning, can he take one of these chances and cash a run in across, or can Keegan Peterson find his way to work out of another little bit of a jam here in Castleton? That one missing out of the zone, now 1-0. And the Optimist Volleyball Series will be in Mandan at the new Mandan High School, and then also at in Fargo coming up on the 16th and the 17th of June. We'll have both of those All-Star matches on yourliveevent.com as well. Make your way to July. Little Lions All-Star Basketball Series is State Babe Ruth on the Memorial Legion Tournament here in Castleton. Then it won't be too far till you get to the fall, and Another round of high school football. I'll be in there for a strike. First Friday Night Lights is August the 22nd. Will be the first night of high school football, as that will always be here before you know it. As Peterson works ahead. 1-2, swung on and miss, and Keegan now in double digits with strikeouts. He's got 10. More importantly, it's a big out number 2 in the 6th inning as Eli Lyons with a single in the 3rd, hit by pitch in the 5th. So you got Howard at second base. Mouse stands at first. Batter number 5 here for the Broncos in the top of the 6th inning. Eli would like to do what he did in the 3rd and put one right back up the middle on a line drive and bring in a run. Instead, this one will go on the wild pitch all the way to the backstop, and the Broncos will have runners in scoring position. I haven't seen Eli take too many pitches. It was the first pitch and a swing and a hit back in the 3rd. Second pitch of the at-bat in the 5th, he was hit by a pitch. As Lisbon again is knocking on the door here, top of the 6th inning. Jackson Hoffer is the on-deck batter. Well, for the Central Cass Squirrels, when they come up to the plate, bottom half of the frame, be 7, 8, and 9 batters due up here for Central Cass. Pearson having a nice chat with Peterson there. Making sure they got their signs all situated with 2 down. A hitter's count here for Eli Lyons. Peterson works from the stretch. Breaking ball. Eli does a good job not chasing after it. So we've seen Peterson get the high fastball for a strikeout pitch, and then also a breaking ball that just tails out of the zone, especially to those right-handed batters. A 2-0 in there for a strike. It's now 2-1. Runner at second base, again is Mouse. Howard at 3rd. Keegan with a 2-1 pitch is foul back. Makes the count even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Trying to leave a couple more Bronco runners aboard here. They've already left 5 runners between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings on the base pass here for Lisbon. Payoff pitch from Peterson. 2-2. Work the count full now at 3-2. 3rd 3-ball count of the inning here for Keegan. Three-two pitch. Swung on and missed. Got him, and Peterson gets strikeout number 11. And the Broncos strand 2 in the top half of the 6th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base with a pair of walks as we make our way to the bottom half of the frame. It's the Central Cass Squirrels 3, Lisbon Broncos scoreless.
Lumber. They want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Bottom of the 6th inning here on yourliveevent.com. Central Cass 3, the Lisbon Broncos scoreless on the Bank North scoreboard, servicing both the Central Cass and Lisbon school districts. Bank North has been a trusted financial partner for generations. See what values-based banking can do for you. Visit banknorth.bank. That's banknorth.bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Bottom of the 6th, potentially And for the Squirrels, they would like this to be the last time that they're coming to the plate against Cordero, as they'll be 3 outs away in the top of the 7th inning from putting this one to bed. But you'll have the 7, 8, and 9 batters due up. First pitch swinging is Ryan Osmonstead. This one will go out of play. It's now 0-1. Ryan with a single and a run scored back in the 3rd. Drew a 4-pitch walk in the 4th inning, his last time up. And we'll try to reach base one more time here tonight against Cordero. The 0-1 in there for a strike. It's now 0-2. Cordero looking for his 8th strikeout, and he gets it. Cordero with the off speed gets a punch out as Osmonstead is retired, and there's one down in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Lewis here for the Central Cass Squirrels has reached base with a run scored back in the 3rd inning. Currently 0 for 2 in the game. Does have a stolen base. Cordero delivers a strike. It's 0-1. One inning that's coming back to haunt the Broncos a little bit back in that 3rd. A couple of errors that have costed him in that inning. This one's going to be foul tipped off the catcher of Eli Lyons. Chris Larson makes sure that Eli is all right as he will walk the ball out to the pitcher here of Cordero. Now 0-2. You get to the month of May, and May can be just as mad from a sports season as the month of February, March can be. You have golf, you'll have every spring sport, track and field, baseball, softball imaginable. The 0-2 falling off the rubber there with Cordero. Just a little bit off balance. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. As Lewis, the junior left fielder, will try to put one in play. Does. Question is, will go out of play now. Johnson calling off the pitcher there in Cordero right in front of the Central Cass dugout, and there's 2 down. As Lucas Christensen, batter number 9 here in the lineup for Central Cass, as they will try to get a little 2-out rally going. For the Lisbon Broncos in the top of the 7th, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 batters with Hoffer due up. This one out of the zone, missing for a ball. It's 1-0. Christensen has reached base twice. 3 stolen bases and a run scored here today for Lucas. 1-0 pitch. Almost some chin music. Now 2-0. If you're a fan of racing on the radio on 106.5, KRJB will be Friday night at the Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo. They were washed out last Friday night due to the weather earlier in the week. This is ready to be had. And then also Friday night, Red Hawks baseball with their season opener on the north side of Fargo. So getting some professional sports and racing back in action. When you talk racing, you know it is time for the summer season as upon us. 3 balls, 1 strike on the way to Christensen as Cordero sees this one, followed by Lucas. It's now 3-2. For the Central Cass Squirrels, 2 runs in the 3rd, a run in the 5th. For the Lisbon Broncos, just a couple of hits today in this game against Peterson. Payoff pitch in there for a strike, and Cordero gets his 9th strikeout of the game. 3 up, 3 down, bottom half of the 6th as we make our way to the top half of the 7th inning. On the Bank North scoreboard, it's a 3-0 Central Cass lead with the Broncos down to their final 3 outs of the contest.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Top of the 7th inning, the Lisbon Broncos, Jackson Hoffer with Jacob Lyons and Cam Cordero due up here for the Broncos. 8, 9, and 1 batters. They've stranded 7 runners in the last 4 innings against Keegan Peterson here for Lisbon. They've been able to get a runner on but not bring a runner in so far after Keegan was able to strike out the side back in the first inning. As Keegan looking for his second complete game win against Lisbon this season. First time back in Lisbon, a complete game, 12 strikeouts, 7 walks, 1 hit, no runs. And he's also looking for his second shutout on top of it. Hoffer 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts here in this one. As the Broncos will try to do what they've done in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and that's get a runner or 2 on. First things first, Broncos need base runners. Down to their final 3 outs of the game. This one missing for a ball. It's now 1-0. Now for the Squirrels, if they can find a way to get 3 outs before the Broncos get 3 runs bare minimum, they'll be the number 2 seed entering the Region 1 baseball tournament. And then they'll find out if their opponent will be the Ball Stars or the Enderlin Eagles, barring the outcome at Hendrickson Field here later tonight. That game would be on Wednesday here in Castleton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here to Jackson Hoffer. 1-2 pitch will go all the way to the backstop. Now 2-2. And for the Lisbon Broncos, if you fall in this game, then all of a sudden, you pick up your 5th loss in the region. Kinder Vikings playing Oaks today. They pick up a win. You'd have the same amount of wins in terms of the win column here in region play. That's a battle for the 3-4 seed. Again, that's if Lisbon falls here against the Squirrels. 3-2 pitch, breaking ball, and Keegan Peterson gets his 12th strikeout of the evening. 1 down here in the top half of the 7th. 3 consecutive strikeouts here for Keegan. And now it's up to Lyons. Here is Jacob. 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch back in the 5th inning. First pitch swinging, hits this one foul. 0-1, then back to the top of the lineup with Cordero on the on-deck part of the plate here for the Broncos. Peterson rocks, fires, and delivers an off-speed pitch for a strike at 0-2. As Peterson with the 0-2, Pearson will have to go the long way to Noah at first base, but it's another strikeout. Make that a baker's dozen here for Keegan Peterson, and there's 2 down in the top of the 7th inning. As batter number 2 and the opposing pitcher in Cordero comes up, and the final hope for the Broncos. As the Broncos right now trying to find a way to bring Bittner up at the plate. If you can do so, Bittner would be the tying run coming up here for Lisbon. But first things first, Cordero takes a strike against Keegan. Cordero with 2 strikeouts and 3 at-bats against Peterson here in this one. No balls and a strike. The 0-1, that'll miss. Now 1-1. Peterson with a chance here after striking out Hoffer and Jacob Lyons to do what he did in the first, and that's bookend the game with a strikeout of the side. Now he's 1 strike away from doing that. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Cordero, down to the final out for the Broncos. Here's the 1-2 offering. That'll miss. Now 2-2. Keegan will see this one. That'll go foul. Brad Bittner trying to backhand that up the third base coach's box. 2 balls and 2 strikes again to the leadoff batter. Keegan Peterson going to be having some nightmares with these Lisbon Bronco batter hitters so far. 2-2 pitch. That's going to be hit on a line right to the center fielder, who takes a couple steps in, then takes a couple steps back on a line drive out. Christensen is there, and that'll retire the Broncos here in the top of the 7th inning. As the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the victory here in this one, in a game that goes 1 hour and 38 minutes, Keegan Peterson will pick up the win. Cordero will pick up the loss. Both go the complete distance. With the Central Cass Squirrels win, they are now 11-3 in the region. The Lisbon Broncos drop to 8-5, and the Central Cass Squirrels will be the number 2 seed heading to the Region 1 baseball tournament. Again, your final on the Bank North scoreboard: Central Cass 3, the Lisbon Broncos scoreless. We'll take a look at our box score, final stats, get to our player of the game. That and more still to come here on your LiveEvent.com.
I will be your guiding light, 'cause you don't have to go alone. I will bring you through the storm. I will lift you up. No, you're not on your own. I will be the light that carries you through the storm. I will lift you up.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
As we take a look at the Bank North scoreboard, here's the final line total in this one. The Lisbon Broncos and the Central Cass Squirrels. Central Cass 3 runs on 3 hits, and Aaron 6 runners left on base here for Central Cass. While for the Lisbon Broncos, no runs, 2 hits, a pair of errors, and 7 runners left on base. Winning pitcher, Keegan Peterson, a complete game, 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 13 strikeouts for Keegan. While for Cordero, picks up the loss, goes the distance, 6 innings, 3 hits, 3 runs, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts for Cordero. The Central Cass Squirrels, 2 runs in the 3rd and a run in the 5th. Here's how the final box score looks as Cordero goes 0 for 4 today with 2 strikeouts. Cruz Ranke 1 of 3 with a single. Jordan Bittner 0 for 3. Jaden Howard 0 for 2 with a walk. Colton Johnson today goes 0 for 2 with a walk. Elliot Welter 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Eli Lyons 1 of 2 with a single and a hit by pitch. Jackson Hoffer 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, and Jacob Lyons goes 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. For the Central Cass Squirrels, Keegan Peterson 0 for 2 with a walk back in the 5th. Brody Cagley goes 0 for 1 today with a walk, a stolen base, and a sacrifice fly, with that RBI back in the 5th inning that plated Lucas Christensen from 3rd. Jacob Thompson 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Noah Muckow 1 of 3 today with a single. Hale Pearson goes 0 for 2 with a walk. Jack Everson 0 for 3. Ryan Osmonstead goes 1 of 2 today with a single and a run scored and a walk. Grayson Lewis, in this one, goes 0 for 3 today with a run scored and a stolen base back in the 3rd inning. And Lucas Christensen reaches base twice. He goes 1 of 3 with 3 stolen bases and a run scored back in the 5th inning. Central Cass Squirrels now 14-4 in the season, 12 and make that 11-3 in Region 1 play. For the Lisbon Broncos, they dropped to 16-9 on the season and now 8-5 in Region 1 play. As it's now time to get to our player of the game, brought to you in part by Enbridge. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That is Enbridge.com. Keegan Peterson, when he pitched the shutout, is our player of the game. Again, 7 innings of work, 13 strikeouts. Between the 2 games here against the Lisbon Broncos, Keegan Peterson has recorded in 2 games against Lisbon 25 strikeouts with 11 walks and 3 hits in 14 innings of work. Keegan Peterson is our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Go to Enbridge.com for career opportunities. Life takes energy. That again is Enbridge.com. And our Agassi Precision Ag play the contest. The stolen bases by Lucas Christensen One of those coming into play back in the 5th inning, where he was able to get to second base and eventually made his way to third, came in to score the final run of the game. Lucas Christensen with the 3 stolen bases is our Agassi Precision Ag play of the contest. Your local precision planting dealer, Agassi Precision Ag in Hillsboro. Call 701-436-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That again is planterdoc.com. With the win, the Central Cass Squirrels again the number 2 seed here in the Region 1 tournament. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, we'll put a bow on this contest between the Squirrels and the Broncos next on your liveevent.com.
When you choose Farmers Union Insurance, you're backed by an insurance policy provider that meets your specific requirements. At Farmers Union Insurance Gullis and Olson Agency, they offer reliable insurance policies from homeowners, farm and ranch, contractors, small businesses, and more. Let Lance, Shelby, and the staff at Gullis and Olson Agency take care of you today. For more information, stop into their office on Main Street in Lisbon for Farmers Union Insurance Gullis and Olson Agency.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search your live event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. 3, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at yourliveevent.com.
So one more time, we know the seeds now, at least the top 2 seeds going into the Region 1 tournament. The number 1 seed, Northern Cass. The number 2 seed will be the Central Cass Squirrels. Lisbon and Kindred will vie for the 3 and 4 seed, but if it ended today, the Lisbon Broncos with a tie with Kindred would own the head-to-head in terms of the run differential in the 2 games, so they would be the 3, Lisbon then would be the 4, but that's, again, if it ended today with those 2 teams being tied. If not, Lisbon is a game ahead, they would be the 3, and that's really the only chance of the Broncos moving forward, is hoping that the Kindred Vikings can at least fall one time coming up in their next couple of games, and then they take care of business against the Enderlin Eagles on Monday. We'll have that game for you on yourliveevent.com. The next Central Cass game we'll have will be on Monday for softball, as the Central Cass Squirrels make their way to Kindred for a date with the Kindred Richland Vikings, who picked up a win on the road against the Hillsboro Central Valley Burros here earlier tonight. With the win, the Squirrels again now 11-3 in the region, following a 3-0 win. Peterson with the W on the mound. Cam Cordero picks up the loss, but he goes a nice 6 innings of work in his own right. Make sure you stay tuned and go to yourliveevent.com for more games coming up here throughout the month of May, and particularly the postseason. We'll have the Region 1 baseball tournament, a game or 2 on the 14th on Wednesday. Then we'll have all the games on the 15th, a week from today at Starion Field. All the games on the following Saturday as well of the Region 1 baseball tournament. Until then, enjoy the weekend. Happy Mother's Day to you and yours out there. And I'm Chase Miller repeating tonight's final. The Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win 3-0 over the Lisbon Broncos. Good night from Castleton.